All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about something that's a huge financial reality for millions of people: student loan debt. But this isn't just about big numbers. It's about a very specific, incredibly powerful kind of debt. And we're going to break down exactly what makes it so different.
Let's just start with a number: $60,000. For a lot of recent graduates, this isn't some abstract figure. It's the starting line. It's a massive number that just looms over everything. And for the story we're going to follow today, it's where a very long, very tough journey begins.
And to really get what that number feels like, we're going to follow the story of a graduate named Sarah. Think of her as our guide through the really complicated and honestly pretty unforgiving world of federal student loans. So first up, we're talking about that initial shock. That moment when the idea of paying back tens of thousands of dollars crashes right into the reality of trying to make it after graduation. And what's so powerful about Sarah's story is how normal it is. I mean, she's 26, fresh out of school, working a job that's not exactly stable. Her income? It's just not enough to cover the basics like rent, let alone a giant student loan bill. This is the exact financial pressure cooker so many graduates find themselves in. And this is where things can start to get out of control. Because when you're just trying to keep your head above water, one financial problem can turn into a total spiral. And with federal student loans, that spiral happens, unbelievably fast.
Just look at this timeline. The clock starts ticking the second a payment is missed. That's called delinquency. Right away, her credit score takes a huge hit. But the real absolute turning point is 9 months. After 9 months of no payments, the loan officially goes into default. And that's not just a word. It's like flipping a switch that unlocks the government's incredible power to collect. And then boom, month 10, the collections machine roars to life.
So, what actually happens when that default switch gets flipped? Well, this next part breaks down the consequences, and they are severe. These aren't just empty threats either. They are powerful, totally legal actions the government can take, like immediately. And here's the part that is it's wild. The government can do all of this without ever going to court. It starts with the nonstop collection calls. Then it can escalate to wage garnishment, where they can take up to 15% of your paycheck right from your employer. And on top of that, they can use what's called a tax refund offset to snatch your entire tax refund. No judge, no lawsuit, it just happens.
So this all leads us to the real core of our explainer. Why is this debt so different from, say, credit card debt or a car loan? What makes it so unescapable?
Let's just ask the question straight up. What on earth gives a federal student loan this kind of scary power to garnish your wages and take your tax money without even asking a court for permission?
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Student loans are the most powerful debt in America, backed by the government. You cannot escape them. That's the key. This isn't a debt you have with some private company. It's a debt that is guaranteed by the full power of the United States federal government.
The specific legal reason behind all this power? Well, it has a name: bankruptcy impossibility. See, unlike pretty much all other debt, federal student loans are legally blocked from the normal bankruptcy process. There is almost no way to get a clean slate.
I mean, the difference is just staggering. With most debt, bankruptcy is there as a last resort reset button. But with federal student loans, you have to go to court and prove that you will be unable to repay that debt for the rest of your life. That is an incredibly high, almost impossible thing to prove. It all comes back to that government guarantee.
Okay, so if you can't escape it, what in the world are you supposed to do? Is there any way forward? Well, thankfully, yes, there is one critical tool you have. But the key is you have to use it before you end up in default.
This right here is the single most important choice a borrower can make. If you're struggling, if you are late, or if you even think you might miss a payment, you have to act immediately. The government offers these things called income-driven repayment plans, or IDR, and what they do is they tie your monthly payment to how much money you actually make. It can make things way more manageable, and, most importantly, it keeps you out of that disastrous default status.
And that really leaves us with this final, pretty sobering thought. We're talking about a system where this debt can literally follow you for your entire life. So the single most powerful thing you can do is negotiate. The only question is, are you ready to?